Citadel has hacked into Alpha's communication system. And they hear Fletcher Kane saying this about Midas.
If any of you see Midas in the field, you know where to aim. I want those golden hands mounted on the walls of my study.
This gives us a lot of information on who Fletcher Kane is working for and what is about to happen in Chapter 6, Season 3. You see, when Fletcher Kane arrived on this island, people noticed these little symbols and logos that he was wearing looked very familiar. You can see half-moon symbols all over his body. And this isn't the very first time we have seen this. If you remember in Chapter 4, when Dr. Sloan was studying this Mysterian ancient temple, and a bunch of these villages surrounding it was abandoned by the people. After studying these marks on the walls of the temples left by the people, warning us about this evil creature that showed up every time there was a lunar eclipse. It would show up and then people would start go missing. This went on for years, and then people got tired and they had no other option but to abandon this place. Also, these people had created this device called the apparatus, which could tell when this creature would arrive. Sloan fixed this device and she saw this giant circular object headed straight towards the Fortnite island. Then in Chapter 4, Season 3, this creature was on the Fortnite island. And as mentioned on those temple walls, people start going missing again. But no one actually had seen this creature in person. The reason for that is because this creature is a shapeshifter. Someone who is a human being during daytime and a creature when the night falls. People start getting suspicious at this new businessman who just showed up on the island. He has been buying a bunch of stuff from the locals, also opening a bunch of hotels around the island as well. This businessman is Cato Thorne. The reason why people are suspicious of Cato Thorne is because usually the people that go missing are the people that stay in his hotels. Slowly but surely he becomes the most powerful person on this island. In Chapter 4, he has almost complete control of this island. People find out that he is in fact a vampire. And he also owns a time machine. That explains to us how he has managed to become so powerful. He's been traveling the past and the future, collecting strong weapons and artifacts. Since he was extremely wealthy, criminals started to take notice. And once a bunch of these criminals managed to break into his vault, they noticed something inside of one of the vaults that surprised everyone. Inside one of the vaults, they discover Midas's hand. We thought we were going to get an answer in Chapter 4 how he managed to get Midas's hand, but we never did. Also noticed half-moon symbols that we have seen on Fletcher Kane's body is Cato Thorne's logo. The fact that Fletcher Kane is now saying, "Get me Midas's hand," makes me believe that Fletcher Kane is working for Cato Thorne. And you might be wondering, Cato Thorne got eliminated at the end of Chapter 4. Yes, maybe he did, but this timeline, Chapter 6, is in fact in the past before Chapter 4. I think when we went through the Rift portal after the remix season, we went in the past, because remember, this Midas that showed up on this island looks very different to the one that was on the Chapter 5 map. Midas was imprisoned by Hades. Don't know how he ended up inside of the prison, but we think it has something to do with Chapter 2, Season 4. And Midas showed up on the island with some dark magic power. He had the power to summon the players that were eliminated. See, Hades is the ruler of the underworld. Only he has the power to do this. The fact that Midas had this power in Chapter 2 tells us that after being defeated by the Imagined Order during Doomsday event, he wanted a revenge, so he goes to Hades, makes a deal with him. Maybe he tells him that if he defeats defeats the Imagine Order and takes over the island, he will offer the 0 point to Hades. We all know how that ended up. He gets defeated yet again, and he goes missing for a very long time before being captured by Hades. He throws him in a prison cell at the underworld. In chapter 5, he finally breaks out of the prison, and people notice he's wearing a gauntlet, meaning one of his hand is now missing. This tells us that before he was thrown into the prison by Hades, he went somewhere where he lost his hand. Maybe that place is this chapter 6 island, because this Midas that showed up on this island still has both of his hands. Also, the chapter 5 Midas, before he left the island, he said, "This map is too small for my dream. I'm going somewhere bigger." He also left with his crew and Marigold. This Midas is by himself. I'm pretty sure he wasn't talking about chapter 6 when he said he was going somewhere bigger, because the chapter 6 island is pretty much the same size as chapter 5's. I think this is the moment we will find out what happened to Midas's hand. It looks like Fletcher Kane is going to be the one who's going to take it and bring it to his boss, Cato Thorn. Also, it looks like Fletcher Kane already has a plan in place what he's going to do to defeat Midas. He has teamed up with someone that knows magic on this island, Dago. That's right, he is still alive and he is supplying goods to Dago at his workshop. Together, they're reconstructing this mask, the Mask of Power. The plan is to steal this mask, go to the spirit realm, destroy that evil spirit, and take the 0 point. If they have the 0 point, no one will be able to stop them. Everything was going great for Dago and Fletcher Kane. Someone raids the workshop. They do this exact moment when Dago was not there. This person eliminates a bunch of guards and takes all the masks. This mysterious person is Midas. Remember, Midas did tell us that he was looking for the 0 point shard as well. He also stole a book from the workshop before Fletcher Kane started to work with Dago. Did tell us that we must stop the wolf and the mask maker first. Midas knew that they were working with each other. Now that the mask has been taken by Midas, this is going to be a huge problem for Fletcher Kane and Dago, because without the mask, they cannot create the magic power that they need to fix this mask and also to face this evil creature as well. A bunch of dialogue suggests that Fletcher Kane and Dago will successfully get the mask back from Midas, and they will execute this plan at the end of the season, and they will retrieve this mask as well. This huge plan is going to be revealed during a chapter 6 season 3 live event, which is going to take place at the end of this season. I think Fletcher Kane's biggest defense is going to be this giant wolf. Ever since the start of this season, he has been creating this using magic, because one thing we know about the Mask of Powers is that it can create giants on this island. We saw Dago turn into a massive giant, and also Shogun X as well during last season's live event. Similarly, we have seen a bunch of giants on this island like Godzilla and King Kong as well. If you notice, ever since chapter 5, we have been getting live events where we see giants on this island, like that statue of Olympus that moved during a live event. We saw obviously Dr. Doom as a giant as well. And obviously, like I mentioned, Shogun X versus Dago was a 2 giants event as well. Now on this island, there is a giant wolf which howls if you go close to it. I think at the end of the season, this wolf will come alive. Also, the creature inside of the spirit realm will arrive on this island as well, and there is going to be a huge battle between the 2 giants. If you remember the Kid Leroy event, there was a huge evil wolf giant, meaning they already coded this giant animation. We know that this evil spirit is most likely going to to be Palpatine from Star Wars. I think we're gonna see a huge Star Wars event in Chapter 6 of Season 3. The whole season is only going to be 1 month long, meaning that this is actually a build-up season for a huge live event. Expect to see bunch of AT-AT, these giant robots, locations like Castle Vader on this Chapter 6 Season 3 map. And also, please use my code SMJM, like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to help me out. #ad. My name is Samjam. I love you, fams. Peace out.